Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. We are here talking professional wrestling with you. And we are here, of course, on your radio. We are here on your podcasting device, be it iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you get your podcasts. And, of course, also on the YouTube channel.
Hey, yo, I better. All right, hey, it's Dave and Johnny live.
Live.
What's up, man? I'm Dave, he's Johnny. Hey, everybody.
Yes. What's up, everybody? We're watching Survivor Series. This is our Survivor Series watch along.
Oh.
And Daniel Bryan's wrestling the Fiend right now. Whoa.
How about that?
Hey. Smacking it. Smack. We're smacking it. Welcome to the Smacking It with Dave. We're smacking each other. Hit me again. Woo! All right. Almighty. Welcome to Dave and Johnny Live. I'm Dave, and he's Johnny.
And we're not quarantined yet, right? Or...
No, this isn't the quarantine.
Who were we talking? We're talking about the Prime Minister, right?
Yeah, well, he's quarantined. The Prime Minister of the country's quarantined because his wife has coronavirus.
Yeek.
I mean, good God Almighty, this thing is taking over. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it here on the show. We're still doing a show. A lot of people stopped doing shows. A lot of people are running out of stuff to talk about, but there's still a bunch of stuff going on in professional wrestling because the pro wrestling world doesn't stop. At least it hasn't stopped.
Doesn't die. Wrestling goes on.
Somehow,
that's right.
Wrestling has continued. We saw AEW this week. You know, they did a show on Wednesday night.
They'll do a show next week, too.
But Thursday was kind of when everything went down, right? Thursday was when everything hit the fan and everything kind of, the NBA found a player that had coronavirus, so they suspended the season. Tom Hanks.
Fred was on the ball with that.
Tom Hanks had coronavirus.
When Tom Hanks fell, that's when it all went to hell.
Man, once Tom Hanks gets coronavirus, you know shit's real.
When I used to be texting into you, the phone would fall over because you had it leaning against the cup or whatever, and Johnny would be like, "Someone keeps texting in." But you've come so far, like, and you really are. Like, I mean, I remember from back in the day listening. You've come just like you've really evolved. You know what I mean? You haven't just like you're like a mixed martial artist now. You started off with a bit of jiu-jitsu and then you got added little bits to your bow, and you really are. It's like I'll never ever claim to be a knowledgeable person when it comes to wrestling. I like it. I love watching it, but I wouldn't know. I know probably a lot more about MMA than I would wrestling, but I just love it. I love it, the innocence of it. I love just how everyone else who loves it, they have the same kind of personality. Everyone kind of has that kind of. They haven't lost a bit of their childhood. I think that's important. If you love wrestling, you're keeping that little bit in there. You don't have to become boring just as you get older. You can still like a little bit of something like that. I think that's what everyone who just comment on this show does. I think that's what you guys have. I think it's a brilliant thing. But it's only going to get bigger.
AJ.
This is only going to get bigger. I know it is. Like this has come to the studio here.
Look at all that.
That was cool.
What an intro.
Hey, that was a good intro, right?
Cheers.
Welcome, everybody.
Cheers, whoever made that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We love it.
It's
We're
fantastic.
live. Oh, yes, indeed. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight, we preview WWE's Bad Blood. Yeah. Yo, hey, what? We're here.
Well, it's the Simon Brothers. It's the Simon Brothers show tonight. Yeah, nice harmony there.
Started off pretty well there. That's a
Pretty
good.
well.
That's a well. Oh man, starting off strong. What's up, everybody? We are here. We are live. We are ready to go. We got a big weekend coming up. WWE's Bad Blood going down tomorrow night. We also have UFC 307 going down tomorrow night. And I know that we didn't do a preview show for UFC 307 last night, but we will be doing a watch-along for the pay-per-view tomorrow night. And I didn't give my picks because we didn't do a preview show.
That's true.
So maybe I'll give a couple picks on the wrestling show tonight just to get us ready. I know some people missed the picks last night. I see Leor in the chat, member of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. He says, missed you guys last night. Angelo making note that it is my birthday. Well, it was my birthday last night. That's why I took the night off. I was like, I'm going to give myself a little gift and have a leisurely evening with the family.
It's a good time.
Have dinner. Yeah. And take the night off. It's a rare night off for me, but I thought, it's my birthday. Why not? But I'm here for you all weekend. I'll be back tomorrow night, of course, with a big show. We'll be post-showing Bad Blood. We'll be doing the Bad Blood post-show recap as we watch UFC 307. It's going to be a very busy night. Not only that, we also have the New York Yankees versus Kansas City Royals game 1.
That's the biggest.
Tomorrow, I think, starts at 6, and Bad Blood starts at 6 p.m.
6:30, something like that.
Yeah, so the Yankees game and Bad Blood going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun.
So if there are matches, you might be like, I don't really remember that match. It'll be probably because you were watching the Yankees.
I was watching Aaron Judge hit a grand slam.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
Come on, if Pete Alonso can do it, come on.
Aaron Judge can surely do it.
Yeah.
Talking about Aaron Judge here, the best player in baseball. The best player in baseball. Do you hear me, Shohei Ohtani? The best player in baseball. We salute the captain.
Always.
Angelo saying I deserve a day off. Thank you, Angelo. Jason Pete saying happy birthday, Dave. Cheers, bud. Thank you, Jason. Thank you to all the members. CSL Lorne. Angelo dropping a super chat. Yeah, we had a good time on my birthday. And I was very nicely gifted with a Meta Quest 3, which is an incredible virtual reality helmet thing. It's nuts. It's really crazy.
Immersive.
Yeah, it's really nuts, the technology that is possible. You got to try it. You'll try it tomorrow. You'll try it tomorrow. It's nuts.
It should be quite the spectacle.
It's really good. Lauren says he likes Ben's shirt. I like your shirt too, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I like soda shirts.
It moved up to the number 2 most popular soda
I've
in
heard.
the States.
I've heard.
Take that, Pepsi.
I do like a Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper.
It's a wonderful beverage. Cherry Dr. Pepper.
I love cherry Dr. Pepper.
Vanilla.
Not as much.
Have you tried the strawberries and cream one?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's okay. I like original Dr. Pepper. I like cherry Dr. Pepper. Strawberries and cream is okay. I like. I think my favorite strawberry soda is Strawberry Crush.
Yeah, it's
Strawberry
pretty good.
Crush is incredible. It's so good. Strawberry Fanta is not as good. Although Strawberry Kiwi Fanta is not bad.
You know what's a Fanta that's pretty bad? That Beetlejuice Haunted Apple Fanta. This is my warning. Do not drink the Beetlejuice Haunted Apple Fanta. Sure, it's got a picture of Beetlejuice on it, but that does not mean it is something of quality. That is nasty in like an unpleasant way.
Well, I'm not going to try it. Given your poor review, I'm not going to go for
Just
it.
even mentioning it, I got to
It
wash
sounds
it
bad.
down because I can imagine the taste.
I saw that they had Oreo Coca-Cola, but only in zero form, and I don't like that zero stuff.
I don't like that zero neither, so...
I wanted Oreo Coca-Cola regular, but they didn't seem to make that. I also didn't get the cookies. They had Oreo cookie,
Are those still
Coke.
available or are those
I don't know.
gone now? Because I kind of want to try those cookies.
Yeah, me too. I haven't seen them.
Apparently they have like little pop rocks in there.
Yeah. I'd eat that.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I'd eat that. You're sipping on a Sprite right now.
That's right.
Sprite, really good product. I'm sipping on a grape Fanta, which is pretty nice. I really like the grape Fanta. I like grape Crush too. I like a grape soda.
Yeah, Stewart's grape's pretty good.
Jason Pete says Mexican Coca-Cola is the best Coca-Cola. It is very good.
Very good in the big bottle.
It is very good. I do like to buy that sometimes in the grocery store. Ryan Katz's also a fan of Grape Crush. Have you had the Grape Fanta, though, Ryan? It's different. It's slightly different. It's very good. I like both. They're both good.
Like Barks.
I like Barks root beer in the can.
Yeah. And that Barks, like that cherry one? Like the
cherry
spicy
soda.
cherry?
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good brand. It has bite.
There's a lot of sodas out there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of sodas out there, and I'm down to try them all.
I like my dark sodas. I like my clear sodas.
Yeah.
Nice steady balance. It's a good diet.
That's how you stay fit.
Yeah. You know, you got to balance your dark sodas with some clear ones.
Yeah. Avoid the
And-
hangover.
And you'll be right as rain.
Yeah, I think that's
the key.
That's the key to drinking soda. We're here to talk about soda and wrestling because we are 7-year-old boys at heart.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. The young at heart is a wonderful phrase.
Yeah. I mean, my son and I get excited about the same things. Video games. You know, like he's 7 and I'm not. But we're both excited about the same kind of things.
It's great.
It's good. It's fun. We have good times. Pro wrestling tomorrow evening, which is really nice because I like that the UFC and WWE are owned by the same company now. This is the kind of synergy I was talking about when they bought the company. I was like, oh, this is cool. They're going to work together.
Yeah.
They're going to, it's going to be a good fan experience if you're a fan of both. They're going to treat you right. And I was like hoping that things like this would happen. And lo and behold, we have a UFC pay-per-view that starts at 10. And now this WWE show goes from 6 o'clock till 9, apparently. On the WWE Network tomorrow, this Bad Blood show, the main show, is supposed to start at 6 p.m. Eastern and run till 9 p.m., giving us an hour buffer. And then we could watch the UFC pay-per-view at 10 o'clock. Because that's how they want it, because they want you to watch both.
Mm-hmm.
They're not competing. They're owned by the same company. At one time, they would kind of counter-program maybe, compete, or, if they had a show at the same time as the UFC, they'd run long, or they would, whatever.
They'd have a big match on the first segment.
Sure, yeah. But, I mean, they did counter-program with The Ultimate Fighter at one point.
Uh-huh.
Like, there was, competition where they made it difficult to watch both. But now, it's the same company. So, as a fan of both, you really get to benefit. You get to watch both very easily.
You can even watch prelims.
Yeah, you could watch prelims. I mean, I'm going to be watching the Yankees, but you could watch prelims if you want to. The UFC 307 card is actually pretty decent, although you got Wonder Boy against Joaquin Buckley on the prelims.
Wow.
That's a pretty good fight. You got Carla Esparza versus Tisha Pennington, formerly Tisha Torres. That's a second fight of the night. Court McGee and Tim Means is opening this card. First fight of the night. This is actually a pretty solid card up and down. Tomorrow night, UFC 307. Ryan Spann against OSP.
Oh, Vince.
And that's those are the prelim fights. You see that? That's the opening
nuts.
card.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's stacked.
Main event, Alex Pereira Chama versus Khalil Roundtree for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Raquel Pennington defending the UFC Bantamweight Championship against the former champ Juliana Pena. Jose Aldo takes on Mario Bautista.
Oh, Jose Aldo?
Yeah.
Is Jair Bolsonaro going to be there? Apparently, they're pretty tight.
I don't think so.
Cheer him on.
Kayla Harrison against Ketlin Vieira and Roman Dolidze against Kevin Holland.
Oh, Kayla Harrison.
That is the UFC 307 pay-per-view tomorrow. It's actually pretty good. Solid offering from the UFC. So, I'm looking forward to it. I like it. We're going to watch that. We're going to watch the Yankees. We're going to watch Bad Blood.
Yankees.
It's going to be very exciting. I want to see if I can watch the Yankees in VR.
That's too much.
Can I get on the field possibly in VR, see everything? It'd be sick. If you could get a camera behind home plate You know, like a VR camera where you could just kind of have a seat behind home plate, just sit there in your living room and like look and have that view just the whole game.
That's crazy.
I would pay for that.
Sounds the stadium.
Yeah.
You hear
Just-
the
You
PA.
just watch the game in your headset. Just like,
Even
looking.
like between innings, you can like hear the PA and watch like the stuff. And
Yeah.
everything, like fans, don't forget to pick up your merchandise.
Yeah.
At the Yankee gift shop at Concourse exits 112.
Like buying a ticket, except you're in your living room, you're on your VR headset. Like they could
That's-
easily do that.
Yep, that's the future. Imagine watching like a football game. It's like
I bet you some sports are doing that already. They've got to be. And I need to know which app I need to download to do it because I've got the technology now. I'm ready to go.
put a fan on. It's like feel the wind.
Yeah. I'm very much into VR now. It's really nuts. Okay. Wrestling. We saw Smackdown tonight. It was mid. I mean, they did what they did. I like the Meechin Chelsea Green dumpster match. That was kind of fun. They hit some pretty nasty bumps. The finish was good. Meechin hit a power bomb on Chelsea Green, threw a table into the dumpster, and then she crawled out and she won. Meechin also hit like a big senton off the top rope on Chelsea, and Chelsea had a garbage can on her, and she crushed her. Remember that? She crushed Chelsea in the garbage can.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Kendo stick shots. Chelsea took a cake pan to the head.
Yeah. It was not bad.
Yeah. Chelsea Green takes some nasty bumps.
Yeah, Chelsea Green is, she's tough.
Yeah, and she's I feel like they're featuring her every week, and like she's in some like interesting spots. I feel they've got some plans for her.
She's entertaining.
Yeah.
Not enough Pretty Deadly. No Pretty Deadly on this
Not
show.
Pretty Deadly.
Speaking of entertaining.
I don't know what's up with that. They disappear. They're not like part of Tiffy's entourage anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hope there's no injuries or anything.
I like
I
those
understand
guys a
one
lot.
of them had a child.
Oh, okay.
Elton
Maybe he's
Prince, I think.
maybe he's taking time off.
Maybe I think had a.
Okay. But stuff happened with Tiffy and Nia Jax tonight.
Yeah.
Right? There was like a whole
Getting
promo.
sick of this feud.
There was a
storyline
whole
thing.
promo with Bayley calling out Nia Jax, and then Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax came out, and Bayley talked about how important the women's title was and the history of it, and that there's only two people that could beat Nia Jax, and that's me, and I'm going to beat you. And then there's also Tiffany, and she can only beat you because she's got money in the bank, and one day she's going to get tired of you talking down to her, and she's going to hit you in the head, and she's going to be the new women's champion. And I was like, wait a second, Bayley. Don't you have a match with Nia tomorrow? What is this scenario you're painting? Like, when's this going to happen? Tonight? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, one day this is going to happen. And it's like, well, wouldn't Tiffany be cashing in on you?
Yeah, because you plan to win tomorrow.
Yeah, aren't you the other person that could beat Nia? It was a little odd. But she was trying to, make the rift
A little
there.
dysentery in the ranks.
That's exactly. And Tiffany was like, well, Bayley, you think I need the briefcase to beat Nia? I don't need the briefcase to beat Nia. And Nia's like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, you think you could beat me? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And Tiffany's like, oh, actually, Bayley, what's your problem? You're trying to divide us. You're the problem here, Bayley. And then Tiffany just, like, attacked Bayley. And Bayley sent Tiffany out of the ring. And then she beat up on Nia. And she hit her a bunch with the briefcase. And she left her laying. So.
And Bayley called Tiffany like a pretty. She called her a dumb or stupid B word.
Oh, did she say the B word?
She
called her a bitch?
A dumb B?
A dumb bitch?
I think so, or stupid one. Like, it was like, oh, but Bayley. Like, it was, I don't know, felt like they are back on cable and the PG era is over.
Yeah. Well, Netflix era is coming, right?
That's right.
And they have a match. Bad Blood tomorrow. Let's tell you what's on this thing, shall we? Bayley and Nia Jax will be wrestling for the WWE Women's Championship. Damian Priest will wrestle Finn Balor in a singles match. Liv Morgan will be defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up for the first time ever to take on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, and CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a cell. I thought Gunther and Sammy were going to have a match. Gunther beat up Sammy on Raw this week. Sammy keeps asking for a match with Gunther. And Gunther's like, no match. And then Sammy beat Ludwig Kaiser. And Gunther's still like, no match. And then this week, Gunther beat up Sammy. And he's like, okay, I'll give you a match. But I guess it's not a Bad Blood.
It'd be on Raw, maybe.
Maybe on Raw. Maybe on
Survivor Series?
Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia.
Maybe, yeah, Sammy.
Sammy is pretty over in Saudi Arabia, right?
He is.
Honestly,
It's Sammy country.
let me tell you something. This may surprise people.
All right.
I'm going to surprise the Wrestling Uncensored universe right now, I think. I think Sammy should beat Gunther for the belt.
Interesting. At Crown Jewel.
Whenever.
But Sammy should become the champ.
If it was a Bad Blood or if it was a Crown Jewel, whenever. I think Sammy should beat Gunther.
To establish that, like, he can always beat Gunther. Like, no one could beat Gunther, but Sami Zayn's got the trick.
Maybe. I mean, I think that's a byproduct of it that works.
I always like having that. Like, the way Seth Rollins always beat Roman Reigns for a while.
I just think it's time that Sami Zayn gets a world championship in WWE. I think that he's put in the work. He's shown himself as an over character on the roster. He's been there for so long. He's a dedicated soldier to WWE. He has proven himself time and time again, in main event spots, in big spots on the card. And I think that he should be recognized as a guy who could be a world champion. Because he's still at Intercontinental title level. And when you see him against Gunther, you think, he probably won't win.
No.
Right?
Even though he's beaten him at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
It was a big spot.
And even though he's been in these big positions and everything, you kind of see Sammy as, like, he's the big underdog. He's like, yeah, it won't be Sammy. But I think that's kind of why it should be. He doesn't have to have a year-long title reign. He doesn't have to go and beat a bunch of main event stars or whatever after this. But to have like a solid run with the belt, I think would make sense at this point. And beating Gunther at this stage, when everybody kind of expects this to be like, well, this is the Gunther era now.
Yeah, like it's Gunther, John Cena at WrestleMania.
Everybody thinks Gunther has the belt and he's holding it and no one's going to stop him because with the Intercontinental title, they built him as this unstoppable champion who held the belt forever, right? But I think as world champion, you could go, okay, we've established Gunther as a guy who can be the world champion, can be the top guy, can be looked at as the number one guy on the show. But this is his first run. Let's see him get it back. Like the first run is always, the second run is more important. That's what So can you lose it and then come back to that? And I think Gunther would. And it wouldn't take necessarily that long. He would find his way back and he would still be established at a higher level than before he was a world champion. Even if he lost to Sammy. He's defended the belt. He's held the belt. He's looked strong. He's still strong. He could lose to Sammy. I don't think it hurts him that much. And I think it's about time that Sammy becomes a guy that can be called upon as a main event level performer in a main event spot. Because once you establish him, then you can use him in that role.
Yeah, and the fan reaction would be huge.
Yeah, that's it. Like, he is a guy that's over already, that's done everything that they'd need him to do. So what's missing here?
I don't know. I asked the same questions about similarly Kevin Owens. I mean,
well,
his problem, he's on Cody Rhodes'
but he's
show.
been champion.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens has been a world champion.
He was Universal Champion.
I think he's been champion a couple times.
Yeah, not just the run with Jericho, and where he lost to Goldberg at the end.
I think he's been champion a couple times. I think that was his second run, wasn't it?
No, that was his first. When Triple H. But either way, he has been a champion. And it was a long run.
Kevin Owens. Was he champ? See, this is why we need Johnny North. Johnny North is wrestling.
Yeah.
He is wrestling right now. Well, tomorrow in Toronto. Oh, one-time Universal Champion. Wow. He never got that second run.
No.
Huh. I thought he held it twice. He's been NXT Champion, Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion 2 times, Raw Tag Team Champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champion, U.S. Champion 3 times.
Yeah.
But just one time Universal Champion. But Sammy
Never had that spot.
never got it.
Yeah, he would be due.
I think at some point he should. He's been NXT Champion, 4-time Intercontinental Champion, and the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion with Kevin Owens.
And I think if Sami Zayn does have like a secret kind of knack of beating Gunther, I think it adds an interesting dynamic to both Sami and Gunther. You know, like he's not invincible. You know?
Yeah.
There is like something. There is a way to beat him. There is like, you know.
Yes.
Like Sami Zayn's got the, you know, like, you know, maybe it drives him insane. Maybe, you know, like instead of him just dominating everybody, you know, he's got like something to kind of like work against.
Yeah.
Makes it more interesting, a little more friction.
Yeah. It gives Gunther, makes him a little bit human, and it makes you go, okay, well, it makes him a little bit more interesting. Because if he's just this unstoppable character that can only be beat by like
Cody,
like a big super top guy,
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Then he's just Rusev, you know?
He's just yeah, that's it. And then once he's beat by that super top guy, then where does he go from there?
Exactly, like Rusev.
If he loses to Sammy and then goes on to destroy a bunch of other guys, you know, then like he could wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania or something.
Yeah.
Like there's things that could happen. Sammy and CM Punk would be very interesting
That would be very interesting.
for the belt. I mean, honestly, that program, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, is tailor-made to make CM Punk a more interesting character again.
Yeah.
And Sammy would really be challenged and put in interesting positions, and I think he'd do well in that role.
Yeah, I think he could get the crowd on his side.
I think the promos between those two, Sammy is really close with the Young Bucks, like,
Yeah.
if you don't know what we're talking about here. And, you know, Kevin Owens is too, and I don't think they're
Happy.
friendly with Punk. Like, it's still a thing. I don't think there's much conversation between CM Punk and Sami Zayn backstage at Raw. Maybe there is now, but
Who knows?
I don't know. But I think
It could be a storyline.
that
It'd be good TV.
would be great TV. Just stuff they could say about each other, the promos. Because right now, Punk is doing this thing where he's feuding with Drew, and he's like, you'll have to kill me, and you made an enemy out of me, and all of this, and Drew, you injured me, and, you know, it was an accident. You know? And the bracelet and all this stuff that Punk and Drew have to feud
It's been
about right
10
now.
months now.
And it's just kind of, it's not like a CM Punk style feud.
No.
CM Punk needs to have a semblance of a real personal issue with somebody.
Yeah.
And all the stuff with Drew McIntyre just feels like they're trying to manufacture a real personal issue. Like all the stuff that Drew was doing on Twitter and all of this,
Yeah.
and the picture with Jungle Boy, and it's just all like a manufactured thing to try and like get the oohs and ahs, but really it just comes off as Drew trying to do a CM Punk style thing, but it winds up being over the top and kind of hokey. But with Sammy,
That
like,
becomes real.
then you would just have two guys, like the audience would have to choose between them. Like Drew's playing a heel, you
Yeah.
know, typical
He's trolling.
Yeah. Sammy is a babyface,
Yeah.
a beloved babyface. And CM Punk would be going after the world championship. And Franco says a feud with Seth Rollins. I think a feud with Sami Zayn is more interesting.
Yeah.
Much more interesting given like the friendship with the Young Bucks. And Kenny Omega. You know? Like,
Could be good.
I don't think those guys like each other. And I think putting them on TV in a ring for people that know, you know, it would be pretty interesting.
You know where you could get a hot crowd for that match? Montreal.
Chicago. Montreal would be hot for anything Sammy would do.
Yeah, we're hot. We get hot for Punk.
But for Punk, yeah, I think the crowd would be so behind Sammy. I think you could do that match in a lot of places. I think you could do that match anywhere.
That's
a big
Mania?
one. I don't think they're gonna do it.
No. It's a little too much fantasy booking.
I think it's too much. I don't think. I think one of them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they'd be willing to do it.
Yeah, they might like be pitched in and be like, I don't know.
I'm not
feeling that, brother.
I'm not sure they'd be willing to go there for a story. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it's better. Like Punk is kind of like, I don't want to get into a wrestling feud that's gonna make me want to fight someone backstage. You know, like he doesn't want it. Like for his.
Isn't that what we want though?
Well, we don't. I don't want him to get into a fight with someone backstage.
But you want it to get to a point where you think
Yeah.
like he might.
Yeah. I don't know.
When CM Punk is at his most interesting, he's volatile. When CM Punk cut the pipe bomb promo, when he was done and he got his mic cut, you thought he really got his mic cut, and you thought, what the hell's going to happen when he walks through the curtain? When CM Punk is at his best, when he's done, you go, what's going to happen when he walks through the curtain?
Yeah, but the guys he cut the promos on in those days, it was rarely his peers. It was like Vince, Trips, John Laurinaitis, you know, like the Miz. You know, he cut a promo on the Miz.
He cut some good promos in AEW though.
Yeah, but like, you know, CM Punk wasn't going to like I'm trying to think of a contemporary from back then being like, you know, and like cutting a promo where you felt like he was going to fight with like another mid-card guy.
He said stuff about Cena.
Yeah. Well, his first thing about Cena was, I actually like you a lot more than the guys in the back.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't hate you, John.
The stuff with The Rock was good.
Yeah, but it was like guys that were kind of like above. Like he wasn't like getting to, like a Jungle Boy guy. Like, you know, like he wasn't fighting Evan Bourne backstage.
No.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't cut a promo on Ryback, or
well, he only did that later.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like from back then, you know.
Yeah, no, he wasn't going.
He didn't say, "Hey, Alberto Del Rio, meet me backstage."
Yeah, well, he didn't really start doing that till AEW, till he was on those press conferences.
Yes, he was more punching up.
But you kind of want to see him in a controversial state. You want to see him saying things where you go, was that real?
Yeah, that's
because when I see him talking about Drew and he's in Hell in a Cell and he goes, "You'll have to kill me," I go, "Yeah, but it's a work, man. So, what?"
Yeah, he should be talking about how like no one saw the movie he was in or something.
Yeah, like something. But that's not what he's doing right now.
No.
So, you know, I think it'd be more interesting with Sammy, but I think they're going to throw Punk in a bunch of uninteresting things going forward.
Yeah, like theatrical.
Like, I think even against Gunther, like, the match might be good, but...
What's the feud? I'm the best in the world, actually.
Yeah, what do they really say?
That's probably going to be about
it's
best
not
in the
fun.
world.
It's not fun. Punk is more fun when he's controversial. It's just the fact of the matter. You know, some wrestling fans may go, "Whoa, that's bad," and it is. Well, it's what people like, man. It's fun. It's interesting.
So,
Look at the history of his career before AEW, even when he was in WWE. He's more fun when he's talking trash. He's gonna wrestle Drew McIntyre. I hope it's the last one.
I hope this is the payoff.
Yeah,
it's enough.
I want Punk to win, and I want it to be over. I want Punk to throw Drew through the cell, through the ring, straight to hell.
You think they're going to go on top?
They might fight on top, but I don't think they're going to go off the top. No one's going off the cell.
No one's doing the Foley.
No way. No way.
I think Punk probably wins, though. They're 1-1, right? So payoff, Punk should win. And then the next show they're doing is in Saudi Arabia. I don't think Punk's going to go.
No, eh?
Because he's, like, said some things.
Yeah.
I think people would give him a lot of trash talk. They would say some things to him.
Yeah.
If he went.
Get some heat.
Because he said, like, to Miz, right?
Yeah.
Go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
Miz, you know? So if CM Punk comes back to WWE and then goes to Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
people are going to...
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Punk actually goes to Saudi Arabia. I think Punk is a big enough star to be like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the travel, whatever. Making up an excuse. So I don't think he shows up in Saudi. So I think the next time you see Punk is probably in November in Vancouver at Survivor Series. Like, that's the next big match for Punk after this. So this could be the blow-off match with Drew. You know what I mean? Because you get a little break from him, and then he comes back Survivor Series and something completely different.
Hopefully.
I think so. So Drew wins? Punk wins?
Sure.
Do you agree? You agree?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it happen. Drew winning, it's just like, okay, whatever. Punk winning, it's like, well, he advances.
Well, let me ask you this. Oh, sorry. Angelo dropped the super chat. He said the match with Gunther and Sammy's going to happen Monday on Raw.
I mean...
Go Sammy.
And maybe, you know, for Netflix and stuff, they want to say, it's like, hey, stuff can happen on Raw.
Yeah.
What happened to Raw moments? You know, remember they used to be able to fill a show of just like, here's a best of Raw moments. I haven't been that many Raw moments in like over like the last decade and a half.
A big unexpected title change would be good. That would help. Right?
Yeah.
That would help a lot.
I'll put butts in seats.
Sami Zayn world champion. Then I'll put butts in the seats.
I mean, you know, similar trajectory.
Yeah, but I think it'd be a good move. I think they need to establish more guys as world championship caliber. They had, 3 years of Roman Reigns going through all their main eventers and leaving the roster kind of decimated to a point where no one was believable anymore in a main event spot.
Yeah.
They only elevated Cody, but Cody's on SmackDown. And, you know, everybody on Raw just kind of seems like...
Yeah, B.
So, you know, you got Gunther. He's looked at as like an A-level player. Spread it around. You need some top stars. You need to make some people. Stars don't just appear. They need to be made. They need to be given belts. They need to be given big matches.
Big moments.
Give Sammy the moment on Monday night. I really think it should be his time.
And have the locker room come out, you know, lift them on their shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, people would love that. People would love that. A lot of people like Sami Zayn. So I think they should go for it. All right, what else is on Bad Blood? Nia and Bayley. Do we see a title change on this show? Because we have... Oh, yeah, we probably do.
I think Rhea's going to win.
Yeah, Rhea's going to be the title change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I think Nia retains.
Yeah.
Her thing feels more with Tiffany than with Bayley.
Yeah.
I don't know where that leaves Bayley, but maybe her and Naomi will start feuding with each other for some reason.
So, wait. Is there a cash-in?
Like, you think Tiffany cashes in on Nia tomorrow?
I mean, it's possible.
I'd like it to happen if it would put an end to this feud. Makes Tiffany a babyface in the process.
Yeah. It could happen.
I'd like to see it happen.
But I don't know. Bayley left Nia laying on the show tonight. I think Nia probably wins.
Yeah.
I think you're...
Judging by like the rhetoric of if you're
Yeah.
looking good at the go home show.
Why did Bayley look so good tonight beating up Nia? You know, like why did she just beat up on Nia like
About
that?
to take a pinfall, brother.
And Nia
Count the lights.
Nia told Tiffy to go cash in on Liv Morgan because she could go cash in on her. I don't
I
think
didn't know
that's
she
going to
could do
happen.
that. I thought
Yeah, I
you
don't
had
know.
to be restrained to your brand, but then they're like, no, actually, she can actually go to NXT.
I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe. I don't know. I think Rhea Ripley probably just wins the Women's World Championship, beats Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring. I think Nia beats Bayley with help from Tiffany. I think Damian Priest, Finn Balor.
I'll say Priest.
I don't even care about that match
Yeah.
at all. This Judgment Day stuff. Oh, you left the Judgment Day, and I hate you. Well, I hate you too, and let's wrestle forever.
We used to be partners.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I am Locust.
I don't like it. I think Priest, Yeah. I'll go with Finn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Rhea's winning, so maybe Finn will win one for the team, you know?
Phineas, my boy.
Somebody's got to win. I'm going to go with Finn. You want to go with Priest?
I'll say Priest.
All right. And how about Cody and Roman against Solo and Jacob Fatu?
I feel like I should be more excited for this match, but I'm not really.
They weren't even on SmackDown
They
tonight.
just aired that promo again.
What the hell? They weren't even on the show.
This is my field.
They're wrestling tomorrow. They weren't even on the go home show of SmackDown. If I'm USA Network, I'm irate. We just got SmackDown and you don't even have Cody and Roman on the show? It's crazy. I don't understand how neither guy was on the show tonight. But we didn't see Cody or Roman on SmackDown. No promo. No showing up at the end. No nothing.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by
It was weird. I think they'll beat Solo and Jacob Fatu. And I think it'll be pretty uneventful. There might be some moments where like they don't get along, but I think in the end,
There might be some moments.
yeah, I think they will get along and it'll all work out and they'll win.
And it's to lead up to The Rock kind of coming back and being like, what the hell, Roman? Like,
Yeah.
this is what it's all about building.
I think
It's just
so.
Establishing this block of, like, Cody and Roman together at last, but the final boss will have something to say.
Exactly. What the hell? I think it's just we're going to build a bond between Cody and Roman that will just upset The Rock, and when The Rock comes back, hell to pay. Cody and Roman how do Cody and Roman lose?
Yeah.
Imagine the scenario where they lose. Who loses? Cody? Roman?
If Jacob Fatu does something, but
The Tribal Chief is going to lose his first match since WrestleMania where he lost. He's going to lose again.
mean-
Roman's return is going to be a loss. No chance in hell.
But at the same time,
How does the team? It's Roman
it is a
and
story.
Cody.
It
It's
is
a
story.
super team.
Yeah.
It's the Mega Powers.
Yeah.
They're unstoppable. No way. I know it's a
No.
story, but like,
That, like,
come
Roman,
on.
like, what if he's lost his touch? He can't. He
I
needs
don't
to
think
believe
that's
in
the story
himself
they're
again.
telling. Did you see him beat up all of the bloodline
Yeah.
by himself?
Yeah.
The story they're telling is
He's-
Cody is a Superman and Roman is really Superman.
They're both 99 overall.
They're both amazing. They're going to crush those guys. And it'll probably be the main event, which I think is dumb, honestly. I think Punk and Drew should main event. They're in a Hell in a Cell.
They open the show.
Probably. I think Cody and Roman will close the show.
That sounds right. You think the final boss? Because if it's Atlanta, big market. Maybe he's filming something in the area.
Finally.
I
That'd be sick.
mean, you know.
I'd love to see The Rock. I don't think so, though.
Yeah, probably not. He's probably not shown until like Survivor Series or after Survivor Series, or who even knows how long. Maybe next year.
I don't know. What did you say that The Rock was?
Oh yeah, I heard a rumor
Yeah.
that potentially The Rock versus Cody to start the Netflix Raw, like first Netflix Raw.
Rock Cody for the belt, first Netflix Raw in January. That would be nuts. Didn't they have The Rock like on the New Year's, like the first Raw of the new year this year?
That's when he made his comeback, kind of.
Yeah.
It was all like, oh, The Rock.
So that would make sense. think it'll be the first Raw in January again.
Final boss.
Versus Cody in a match?
And he maybe wins.
Hell yeah.
Dwayne.
I would love to see The Rock win the belt. Do it.
The hierarchy of power has shifted.
The Netflix era begins.
That's right.
And who's champion? The Rock.
I mean,
Yes.
if you want eyes, if you want people to be like, hey, what's like wrestling's on Netflix? Oh, The Rock is the champion?
The Rock is
So
champion
for like
again?
the next few weeks,
shit.
like he'll be there every week?
Hell
Okay.
yeah. I'll watch Raw.
Yeah.
Everybody be watching Monday Night Raw with The Rock on the show.
Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to show up next week? Oh.
I mean, come on.
Who knows, like, what
Brother.
the resources are going to be.
Ryan Cat says 2-hour Raw starts Monday. Is that for real?
This-
Sick.
This Monday.
So tired of these 3-hour Raws. Is that real?
Hachi Machi.
Indeed. Indeed. So that's Bad Blood, basically. We've previewed Bad Blood. It's a pretty mid show. Like, they got nothing on this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Is there anything
unremarkable.
you're really even excited about? Like, Punk and Drew in the Hell in a Cell could be interesting. Other than that,
Do you think anyone's going to bleed on this card?
I think in the Hell in a Cell they will.
Some color.
Yeah.
Little blade.
That's it, though.
Someone's going to get their face ground
Cody
against the...
Cody might. Cody likes
Yeah.
to.
In the blonde hair.
But I
it
think
works.
Punk probably will. Drew might too.
Yeah.
But whatever. Who cares? Won't be like AEW blood and guts gore, you know? AEW is pretty violent. I like the AEW. I like the AEW. I do. I really do. Anything?
Like a Tony Khan.
AJ Styles showed up on Raw tonight, or SmackDown tonight, and he had a match with Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo did a promo about wanting to be the U.S. champion and how LA Knight sucks. And then LA Knight came out, and he was like, "Yeah!" And then he made fun of Carmelo Hayes
Sure,
for
he
a
did say
while.
that.
Of course, he says, "Yeah." That's what he says. That's his gimmick. And then Carmelo Hayes winds up beating AJ Styles because AJ did like a flip and he injured his ankle, but didn't really. He was just selling an injury. The match kind of went on for a while, and then AJ fell, and the referee decided that AJ was too hurt to wrestle, so the match ended with Carmelo Hayes technically winning. Kind of a weird return for AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that tonight? That match wasn't great. The finish was bad. And then Carmelo was there, and then LA Knight showed up and hit him with the BFT finisher. So I guess Carmelo and LA are doing a mini feud, but what's AJ Styles have to do with all this?
Maybe it's just like he makes an appearance, has a match, they have an injury angle, maybe
They write him off again.
he goes back to Japan, does another
Yeah,
thing.
I don't understand
And
what the-
then when he comes back after no Survivor Series or something, he's got a few problem with Carmelo Hayes.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It seems pretty thin.
Yeah. I don't know.
Pretty lame, Milhouse.
Yeah, I don't love it. So that's what happened on SmackDown tonight. That's what's going on in WWE world. We
Who's,
got Bad Blood tomorrow.
who's
Oh,
that?
and Seth Rollins came back on Raw this week. Do you know
Oh.
that?
Seth Freakin'.
Yeah, they had Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed in a last monster standing match for the main event of Raw. And Bronson Reed was the guy that took out Seth Rollins like a few weeks ago. So Seth came out, attacked Bronson Reed, helped Braun Strowman win, and Seth returned. He'd been gone for like a couple of months now, right?
Yeah, Seth. He had that one match against Gunther.
Yeah,
Is that Money in the Bank?
something like that. And then he disappeared again.
Yeah, like because he was still hurt.
Yeah. So Seth is back, which is good for Raw because they need, stars.
Extra star power.
And Seth versus Punk does make a lot of sense, but I guess Seth versus Bronson Reed is going to happen next.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll be the match at Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
Instead
Instead of Punk, yeah.
Punk, and then after that, it'll be something with Punk, November, December, January type
Oh,
of thing.
could be. Could be.
That seems like where we're going. What else has happened? How about AEWs? What do you think about the AEW?
I mean,
You like the AEW?
It's pretty good.
You see Dynamite this week?
It did not.
Oh, man.
It was the 5th anniversary.
Yeah. They had Will Ospreay versus Richard O'Shea.
Oh yeah.
Opening contest.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
A lot of flipping.
Yeah, it was very good. But there was a non-finish because Takeshita attacked. But the match was pretty good, man. Like Ospreay versus Richard O'Shea. They did a lot of the flips. What I noticed, though, having seen the first match there, they did in New Japan that made everybody go crazy. It felt like they were trying to do a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't move nearly as well because they're older now.
Yeah.
And they've been through it, and their bodies are a little slower, and they're a little bulkier. Like they used to be skinnier guys, and they used to be able to flip a lot quicker, and it was less believable, but the movements was like they were more impressive. Now they're kind of doing the same kind of flips, but they're a little bit slower, and it kind of looks like
a little more rehearsed.
It just looks like no, not even that. Just that. I don't know. It just looks like they've lost a step, even though they haven't. They're both fantastic, but because they're trying to replicate what they did like 10, 12 years ago, you see it now and you go, yeah, it's not exactly the same there.
It's tough to do.
It's hard. Yeah, but it's still like the match was still very good, and they're both still amazing. Will Ospreay is the best thing going, but it's just like they're not those guys anymore. But they're trying to be those guys. It's like, no, you don't be those guys. The guys you are now, be that. And they
don't give us a rehash.
They did that, but there were some spots where I was like, oh yeah, you did that spot in that match.
They flip and then face off.
Yeah, but the spot you did in that match back then was like way more impressive than when you do it now. So it's like having seen it back then and seeing it now, you go, all right, you're playing the hits.
Yeah.
Kind of a little clunkier than it used to be, but nice.
A few miles off that fastball.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Ricochet was in the WWE for a while, you know?
Yeah.
When he did that match with Ospreay, he was in his mid-20s. Now he's in his mid-30s. It's a difference, you know? Years on the road.
That's right.
But it was cool that AEW gave that match to us on free TV to open up Dynamite. Like, they didn't have a finish, but still, it was pretty cool.
A nice showcase of their abilities.
Yeah. And I think they're gearing up for Takeshita versus... Sorry. I need another drink, I think I ran out of...
Sipsky.
Go get me right over there. On the other side of this door, there's Gatorades. Get me one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Here he goes. Will he accomplish the mission of getting me a Gatorade? Do you see them? Why did he close the door? He's coming right back. They're really like right there. I don't know how he hasn't seen them yet. Where are you? Is he struggling with the case? What's taking so long is what I'm wondering. Yeah, he was struggling with the case. Case struggles? Case struggles, brother. Here you go, Gatorade.
I'm not used to those cases. I'm used to like the plastic, like rings, It's this papery orange.
It's a cardboard now.
I don't know about that.
All right. I'm back in business, though. Thank you. So AEW's, their next pay-per-view is Wrestle Dream. And they've got a bunch of matches on that show because AEW has like 100 matches on all their pay-per-views, right? So far, they only have 6, but it's a couple weeks away.
6.
October the 12th.
That's soon.
Yeah, it's next Saturday.
Jeez, brother.
Yeah. AEW's got a pay-per-view next Saturday, Wrestle Dream in Tacoma, Washington. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley.
So it's like all in, all out, and Wrestle. This is all like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of. That's like that's putting your guys through a lot, man.
Yeah.
Their bodies.
Yeah. And Bryan wrestled Okada in a pretty good match to main event Dynamite this week. Beat Okada. Then he got attacked by the guys there, Claudio and Moxley and stuff. But then Wheeler Utah showed up with a hammer and was like, you guys got to get through me if you want Bryan. And then it's going to be a tag match. I think Wheeler and Bryan versus Pac and Claudio next week. Or I think it's Pac and Claudio on Dynamite. And then Moxley versus Bryan for the world title in Tacoma. Is this going to be it? I mean, Bryan's from Washington. He says the match where he loses the belt is going to be his last match as a full-time wrestler. Jon Moxley, he respects him. There's a big feud here. There's something going on.
Maybe.
Is this it? It's kind of a short run for Bryan if that's it. But
It could
Apparently his neck is all banged up. He needs surgery. How long of a run can he really have?
be. Yeah.
I'm hoping he wins, though, because I don't want to see him lose. You know?
But he's not. But like he's made it clear he's not going out on top.
Yeah. He's saying that when he loses the belt, that's when he will retire as a full-time wrestler.
He's on the Ric Flair run.
Yeah. So does that mean here? I don't know.
It's a career-threatening match.
I don't think it's going to be here. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be Moxley. I hope not.
I hope not either.
We'll do the preview next week for this show, but I really hope not. AEW Dynamite this week gave us Ricochet versus Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada. You know?
Damn, pal.
Like, they're booking some pretty impressive TV.
Some GM mode booking.
Yeah, that's a very impressive show. They also had Hangman Page and Juice Robinson and a big old brawl all over the arena. And then Jay White showed up and attacked Hangman. Jay White and Hangman are feuding now for some reason. Britt Baker, the DMD, was there in her hometown of Pittsburgh. They love that. She beat Serena Deeb. Yeah. Darby Allin cut a pretty good promo, too. He's issued an open challenge for the Wrestle Dream show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know who his opponent might be. Could it be the newly signed Bobby Lashley?
Oh, that could be an interesting matchup.
Or Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, and MVP all now in AEW.
They're all linked.
And MVP and Shelton Benjamin are together. I know Lashley was signed. I don't know if he's with them. He wasn't on Dynamite, but Shelton debuted on Dynamite this week as an associate. The complaints department for MVP's business that he's running.
The complaints department?
I mean, I think he was just joking around. I don't know.
Okay. Well, like, is that like...
He was like, Prince Nana, if you got some complaints, send them to my complaints department. He's right over there. He's like, Shelton Benjamin, that's the complaints department. You got any complaints, Nana? You know?
He'll punch you.
Yeah, he just punched you in the face. So Shelton is there.
He's the problem solver.
And he's with, yes, right. He's with MVP again.
All right.
Where's Cedric Alexander?
Yeah, I think he's still with the WWE.
Well,
or maybe he only recently got released, but I think he's still there.
I mean, it's kind of weird that AEW brings in MVP and Shelton as like a ready-made group. And they have signed Bobby Lashley. Like, I don't know if he's going to be with them, but it's weird that they kind of took a thing that WWE did and they're kind of continuing it over in AEW. But
It's pretty WCW of them.
it is. It is. Seems like infringement of something, right?
They're going to be the pain industry.
Yeah, that's it. It's not the hurt business. Oh, what is it? They're the pain industry.
Or, yeah, Hurt Inc.
Yeah. And, they're lucky they can use their real names because Bobby Lashley's his real name. Shelton Benjamin's his real name.
Roberto.
And MVP is his real name.
Is he going by MVP?
He's going by MVP, but I don't think he can go by Montel Vontavious Porter. MVP.
Marvin
Yeah.
Evangelical
Most valuable penis.
Possum.
Exactly. I think most valuable penis is better. I think that's what it stands for in AEW. They don't tell you that, but that's actually what it stands for. That's what I heard.
I mean, with Scissor Me Daddy Ass, most valuable penis is not that far of a stretch.
Yeah. I think somebody should start asking MVP what it stands for and make up a bunch of things.
Most violent pony.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving up. I don't have any more. Too much. It's all too much. What was that sound effect? I'm not sure. Oh my God. Johnny North watching. He says about to board a bus to Toronto. Should be there by 6 a.m. Bus back the following night. Jeez.
Hachi machi.
Happy trails, Johnny North. Safe trip.
Taking mega bus.
My
Good
goodness.
times.
Overnight bus to Toronto. That's a pro wrestler. That's a beast right there.
That's right.
Johnny North on a quest for gold. He's in a fatal four-way tomorrow night in Toronto for Project X Wrestling.
On the road, up and down.
Go check out Johnny North as he kicks some ass. I believe Demolition will be on the show as well. And this is a show where Trailer Park Boys' own Sam Losco will be wrestling a match.
The caveman.
The caveman Sam Losco.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs better be used in his match
I'm
somehow.
sure he'll be making some homemade hot dogs there
Homemade hot
in
dogs.
his camper van.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The way Corey eats it, it's just like,
Homemade hot dogs. Got it from Sam.
it's not so good. Making the cat sick.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Those
exciting.
hot dogs.
Johnny's got a big show in Toronto. So Johnny was supposed to be on with us tonight. He was supposed to be on with us tomorrow, too, for the Bad Blood Super Show. We're going to do a whole thing
You got
for
booked, pal.
Wrestling Uncensored 700, but he took a booking, so we got no Johnny this weekend. But, hey, Johnny's a pro wrestler, and sometimes he's got to go wrestle and beat people up.
Hollywood.
Duty calls. Duty calls.
This business. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
He's John Jerry North out there on the road. What's he up to?
Don't know.
And when he comes back, he's not done. He's got to be Super John.
He better be. He better be. I wonder how much Echoes of Wisdom Johnny North is going to be playing on the ride to Toronto. I'm guessing a bunch. I've been playing a lot of that
Must be
Zelda Echoes of
uncomfortable.
Wisdom. It is great.
On a bus for him, you know. He's a pretty big guy. Those seats, you know,
Yeah.
aren't that, like, spacious.
OP has a nice ride.
Yeah, his legs.
So AEW signed Bobby Lashley. They signed Shelton Benjamin. They also signed a new TV deal. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's like a
Some big
4-year,
money.
$175 million deal.
I don't know if that's, like, more than, like, what people thought it was going to be.
It's
or-
basically what their first deal was.
Yeah. I don't know, is that a bad thing?
I think
don't
it's
know.
fine.
Yeah.
I think it's
still
fine.
on TV.
Yeah.
People thought they might have to, like, shop around or something.
No, they still got Warner Brothers Discovery. They're still with TBS and TNT. Business as usual, it seems like, for AEW, just kind of continuing the deal that they had. Shows staying the same, basically. Except I think Rampage is getting cut. I think they're just keeping Collision and Dynamite. But there's a talk that AEW might get another show on Fox or something. Somewhere else. So AEW may be doing something else with somebody else. Doing kind of 2 shows with TBS TNT. And then, they have a deal with Max as the Warner Brothers Discovery deal, right? The HBO Max streaming service,
They'll have
whatever.
the stuff on there.
Like, I think you can get it there live, and then afterwards, if you pay like a premium, you can get it on demand. So you can have kind of AEW on Max, which I guess is good because a lot of people have that in the States, but that's not something that we get here.
No, we don't have that here.
So the TV deal doesn't affect us at all in Canada because they have separate TV deals over here, but it affects AEW as a company as far as their survival because that's where they get a big chunk of their money, right? So I think it's a win for AEW. For another 4 years at least.
Yeah, 4 more years.
4 more years of AEW. They'll last another term. So that's good. Apparently, we're getting information here. It's going to be live and streaming on Max, and 90 million more viewers, possibly 90 million more homes for AEW. So that's good.
That's big.
As far as selling tickets, which is something they need to do. When you have more eyeballs on your product, you have more people watching your TV show, they are more likely to buy tickets when you come to their town, and that is something in AEW's business that is sorely lacking. They clearly have a good TV product. They have TV people that are willing to invest in AEW, but they don't have fans that are willing to invest on a night of entertainment at an AEW live show. They don't have enough of them. I think that AEW has a core group of fans that are tuning in, that are showing up to the shows, but there's not enough. And they need to be seen by more people. More people need to know what AEW is, and maybe they'll start watching that. Because AEW, as far as in-ring wrestling, as a person who watches wrestling and who doesn't, I don't care who wins the wars. I love both companies. I'm a WWE guy. You know, like, I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, I hate WWE and I love AEW. I'm just a wrestling watcher, wrestling historian, a guy who watches pretty damn closely because we talk about it each and every week. I watch all the wrestling and I take notes. You know what I mean? And I've been doing it for almost 20 years at this point. Okay?
It's a long time.
So I'm just an unbiased wrestling journalist, commentator, whatever. And AEW has a superior in-ring product.
Oh yeah,
It is better.
100%.
Their matches are better. Their wrestling is better. Their pay-per-views are better than WWE. It's just a better show. So if more people knew that, maybe they'd be fans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'd sell tickets like WWE selling tickets. Because when you go see a WWE show, the production's really great.
The history's there.
There's a nostalgia. There's something there. They have star power. They have something. But the average WWE show compared to the average AEW show, I mean, you're going to see far more action, far more intensity at an AEW show than a WWE show. I think they're both good. They're both entertaining, but it's a different experience. And the more people watch AEW, I think the more people will like AEW. Hopefully, more people will start buying tickets for their shows so that they can remain a viable wrestling product that continues to push the WWE in the right direction. Since AEW's come along, WWE has become a far more interesting show.
Yeah.
They've been pushed. And the wrestlers are making more money and everything. Like, it's good for the business to have AEW around,
Yeah,
right?
wrestlers have options.
Yeah. So I think getting AEW, forget AEW, getting pro wrestling in more homes, getting more eyeballs on pro wrestling is a good thing. Wherever it would be, at TNA or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if TNA got a huge TV deal, I'll be like, wow, good for them. That's great. More eyeballs on TNA. Maybe they're doing something right.
The power of Joe Hendry.
Yeah. That's not happening. Exactly. But it is happening with AEW because they're doing a lot of things correctly. They have, like I said, some incredible stars. They just put on a regular Wednesday night TV show that featured matches featuring, it was Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada, two of the greatest wrestlers of all time, having a kick-ass wrestling match in the main event. And then you had Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. That was just a regular Wednesday night. Every week feels special on Dynamite. Why wouldn't you buy a ticket if it came to your town? It's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamite is good. Like, it's not always the best. It's not always like, oh my God, you have to see this. But the average Dynamite is better than the average Raw or the average SmackDown.
Yeah, no. I guess just the brand is just that strong.
Yeah, of course.
And
the WWE
the
brand is
awareness,
really strong. When people think pro wrestling, they think WWE. Of course. Right?
It's like synonymous, you don't like they'll just.
Yeah, when they don't even say pro wrestling, they're like, oh, you watch WWE. They don't even differentiate that.
They probably call
another...
it AEW WWE.
Yes, of course.
They probably still call it WWF.
Yeah. Being in WWE, it's the major leagues, and it's always going to be that way. But it doesn't mean that AEW can't also do really good business.
Yeah.
They can't. AEW can do better than they're doing right now and still not be at a level of WWE. I think competing with WWE to be at the same level is like, maybe in 50 years, if, maybe one day, but like in the next 5 to 10 is unreasonable to even fathom. But for them to be doing better, to be more profitable, I think should be the goal. Not to be as profitable and as big as WWE. WWE did a $5 billion deal over 10 years with Netflix. AEW did $175 million over 4 years with Warner Brothers Discovery. Come on. The numbers are totally different. WWE is getting $250 million per year. Right?
Yeah.
Did I do that math right? If it's $5 billion over 10 years, and isn't that 250?
$1 billion is like 1,000 million.
Yeah.
So
I think it's $250 million a year.
For 10 it's like $2.5 billion.
What's $5 billion divided by what, 10?
Yeah.
5. How do you put billion in this calculator? How many zeros is billion?
9?
9. 50 million a year? Is that possible?
Or 500 million?
500 million a year?
Yeah, it'd be 500 million a year.
Does that make sense?
It's possible. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. $500 million a year. So,
Yeah.
man, it's too late to do math.
Yeah.
$500 million a year, right? AEW is getting $175 million for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's different levels, but like if AEW on their next TV deal got $500 million for 4 years, then you'd be like, oh shit, that's a huge.
Yeah.
That'd be huge for AEW. That'd be massive, but they still wouldn't be competing with WWE. WWE would be like, we get that in 1 year.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Come on, pal.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
But like, so what I'm saying is AEW, there's still like levels to climb before they hit a ceiling of being close to WWE, which it's not going to happen. But I'm saying like they can still be better, and it's not like it's competition. It's just like, well, they're doing better, and I think that'd be great if they did better.
They've really got to work on filling arenas.
Yeah, man.
All this like selective camera work, and then you see the pictures. Like that will always bog down, I think.
You just see it on the wrestlers' faces when they come out and they look on the side and they go, they're playing to nobody, and you can see it. There's no energy.
And they're doing high quality work too. So
you see
which
the
is
energy
tough.
die in the entrance sometimes.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah.
To like go out there. I don't know if this past Dynamite was one of those.
It looked pretty full in
I
Pittsburgh.
hope it was.
It looked full
for the 5th anniversary.
Yeah. No, they did a good crowd. I don't think they had anything kind of sectioned off.
Yeah. Was it the main Pittsburgh arena? The PPG?
I don't know
Paints?
where it was exactly.
Because I don't know if it was, or if it was like a Rico Coliseum.
But it looked like a pretty big crowd, and it was full.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So they did well in Pittsburgh, but yeah, they got to keep it going. They got to keep it strong.
But yeah, because that image,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm almost on the Vince McMahon documentary, but they talk about how WrestleMania 3 and that huge crowd, that always became a legitimizing point for Vince. People have been like, well, yeah, he drew that crowd.
Yeah.
And you see.
Well, that's it.
The
crowd is very big. Drawing a crowd is very important.
It will always turn people like, well, yeah, he's got the results.
It legitimized AEW when they drew that crowd at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
When they drew what was it, 70,000, 80,000 or whatever. Yeah. It was like, oh wow, look what AEW can do.
Then the next year.
The next year was like 30,000 less, right? But still, they drew 50,000 at Wembley, which is pretty good. But the drop off made you go, oh. But the first time they did it, it made them legit. So, yeah. And WWE selling out arenas right now constantly, like that sellout streak they were on. Everybody in the wrestling business went, wow, they're doing something right. It just makes people go, oh, okay. It's a sellout again, eh? People are going to this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a hot ticket. Brother BR something Contreras, shout out to you. I can't quite read your name because there's like a, I don't understand the font. BR, what is that? Brother Contreras.
Yeah.
He says World Wrestling Entertainment reported $1 billion in revenue. What was that for the year? I mean, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty.
They're doing good money.
Pretty good.
And apparently AEW didn't get a good TV rating, says Ryan Katz. I mean, yeah. I get it. They're doing things. They're not like they're producing good wrestling, but they're not producing a good draw.
They need a Hogan. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they need something. It's like a star power issue. It's a controversy issue, I think, too. Like, they're not...
Like the violence?
No, I don't think that they're too controversial. I think they're not controversial enough. I feel like they're not giving you enough of a reason to tune in to make you go, what are they going to do here? They're like, they give you a reason to tune in to see a good match. Like, they'll book Bryan and Okada and you go, well, that'll be a good wrestling match. That'll be cool. But you don't tune in and go, man, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, that's crazy. How are they going to, are they going to do, what's going to happen here?
Explode.
They don't give you a lot of, what's going to happen here bookings?
When this guy comes out, everything's going to go crazy.
Yeah, or when these guys get in the ring together, like how are they going to hit each other for real? Like there's not a lot of that in AEW where you go, what the hell is going to happen? Whatever it is. You go, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be high quality.
And it is. But there's not a lot of time. Their pay-per-views once in a while that have some matches. But their TV, most of it is just like, here is a good match that we think you will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yes, I enjoyed that. That is good wrestling. But there's nothing that makes you go, here is some shit that you can't believe, and we're going to do this on TV. Can you believe this? They need to be a little bit maybe, I don't know. They need to take bigger risks, possibly. I'm not sure where you take them, though.
Yeah. It's in promos. Maybe I don't know where MJF is right now in standing.
I think some celebrity appearances would help.
Yeah.
Like the right celebrity at the right time, has always helped wrestling get a spike.
Cyndi Lauper.
Mike Tyson.
And Mike Tyson for AEW didn't quite work.
Mm-mm.
Big yawn. I still remember that.
But Mike Tyson for WWF,
huge.
with Shawn Michaels and Steve Austin, shifted the business. Like Cyndi Lauper with WWF back in the early days got a lot of buzz for WWF, got a lot of new fans for WWF.
Probably Lawrence Taylor did too, even though it was not great. But
AEW has not found a celebrity to use that could get them mainstream buzz. They need some mainstream buzz that'll get people talking, that'll bring in some eyeballs, and that will make the everyday AEW fan go, not roll their eyes and go, what the hell is this? But go, they're doing what? Like, what the hell are they doing here?
Mm-hmm. I really like when, maybe his schedule doesn't always allow for it, but I really liked when they use Paul Walter Hauser, the actor.
Yeah.
I think that works.
That work, but
because he brings and like he's a good actor, and like he could potentially win an Oscar one day, and if he shouts out AEW from the podium at an Oscar ceremony, it could happen.
If he got put through a table after during his Oscar speech,
or after
and
he shows up,
who did that to him? Oh, he's wrestling him this Wednesday night on Dynamite. That would be something.
Yeah.
If this guy wins an Oscar,
and Swerve comes out,
blades him
with Prince Nana,
and Paul Walter Hauser's getting the music played off, and he's gushing blood.
Camera cuts to George Clooney,
and he's like, "Swerve, I'm coming for you." I mean, this Wednesday on Dynamite, like that would help. That type of shit always helps.
Yeah,
but he's not.
I know.
I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm getting so old. Leor just wished me a happy birthday. I am getting so old that I don't know who the celebrities are that you would even go for that would catch some buzz.
I know. WWE did it with Logan Paul.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys. But the world is so fractured right now as far as how we consume media and the internet. Like, everybody has their own circle and their own world that, like, somebody that may be a big name to me maybe somebody you've never heard of, and that happens so often, especially for me. I go, hey, have you heard about this guy? Among people in my age group, different age groups, I go, what about this? What about that? And some things are big in some areas, some things are big in other areas, and it feels like the crossover stars that are going, where it's like everybody knows who this person is, isn't happening as much.
Not as much.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong about that. I remember when there used to be celebrities who'd be like, do you know this person? And everybody know who they are.
Because it was 3 channels on TV. The radio.
I'm not talking about 1985. I'm talking about, 2009 or something. Even at that point, like not that long ago.
Even a little more fractured, yeah.
2015 even. It was like people, you could kind of say names and people would know who the hell you're talking about. But the past 5, 6, 7 years just... I think the algorithm has kind of pushed everything into like little sections and made everybody be like, this is what you like, this is what you like, this is what you like. So you may know this person, you may know that person, but there's not a ton of crossover.
Yeah. Like it'd help AEW if, say, Chapel Roan was into wrestling.
I don't really know who that is.
She's a burgeoning pop star. She might be into wrestling. She's from like the Midwest. She's kind of like.
Okay. I have
If she's
found
into wrestling, that would bring a lot of eyes.
I have found the wrestler that will bring the eyeballs.
Or the celebrity.
Yes, I found the celebrity that will bring the eyeballs, and it is obvious, and has been staring at us in the face this whole time. He was just recently at a wrestling show.
Oh.
And he is very controversial.
Oh God.
He's very controversial. He is a media star. And he is currently being currently being ostracized from regular celebrity life. Perfect for the pro wrestling business to bring him in, just like when Mike Tyson was ostracized from boxing for biting Evander Holyfield's ear. Nobody wanted to touch Mike Tyson. Nobody wanted to go near Mike Tyson, just like nobody wants to go near the great Kanye West right now. Yeezus in AEW would change the business, change the game, turn AEW from $175 million over 4 years to $175 trillion over 4 years with Kanye West in charge. Mr. West.
Would MJF and him cut a promo?
Oh, yeah.
Would that be...
Yeah. Lean into everything.
I don't know.
And then Kanye lays out MJF, whoops his ass.
I mean...
Kanye over everybody.
If like, you know, Nick Fuentes gets beat up on like AEW, I'd watch that.
I'm not really sure. He's not a big enough superstar.
But like,
I'd
like to see him like, you know, cut a promo and then like, get put through a table.
Kanye's not saying anything.
Hit in the head with a chair.
He's not saying anything controversial. He's just doing wrestling stuff. He's not saying crazy stuff. Kanye's just being cool, saying a little crazy stuff, but not too much. You know, he may be going on rants. Middle of the ring promo, Kanye rants. Holy shit.
I don't know.
With like Christian coming out, Kanye, I understand you have a mother and your mother is dead.
But then like then it'll become that like CM
crazy.
Punk kind of like a fight's going to break out in real life kind of thing here.
Yeah, but like that would bring eyeballs to AEW.
I don't know if it's the right kind of attention.
Kanye West would bring so much attention to AEW. It would be ridiculous.
I don't know if it's the attention they want, though.
Who would be better to get? I mean, if you could get him to play ball for a little bit.
You can't get Kanye to play ball. That's the thing. Like, you can't guarantee that the product you're going to get is, like, something that...
Okay, well, then you get... you know... who Americans love is that guy who dates Taylor Swift, that football guy.
Yeah.
They should get that guy.
Travis Kelce would be...
Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that would be
He's
like
kind of
a
a
thing,
personality.
a
That would help
football
AEW.
thing. I mean, they own the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, get Trevor Lawrence to show up.
I don't know who that is.
He's a quarterback.
I think they should get the Taylor Swift guy, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he could bring Taylor Swift.
But like, you know, you can only
if
go
Taylor
so many
Swift
places.
showed up at AEW, that'd be pretty big for them.
Yeah, I guess that would probably be pretty big.
That'd be big.
Her and Saraya have an angle.
Brother, that would sell some tickets.
Yeah, but I don't...
Yo, you want to sell some tickets? You have Taylor Swift managing that... What's his name? Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
Because apparently she knows Jeff Jarrett.
Exactly.
Is he with AEW?
Yes.
Yeah. Like that's...
We're almost there.
That's all, you know.
We're almost... Jeff Jarrett and Taylor Swift know each other. Taylor Swift like babysat his kids.
Yeah.
Because they're from Nashville. Okay? You get Travis Kelce to work a match. You get Taylor Swift in his corner. Brother, Taylor Swift sells tickets. Okay? That would put asses in the seats. You get her for 3 dates showing up.
The audience would be...
Brother, you sell big arenas. You sell out. They all be there for Taylor Swift, but who cares?
And then they watch Will Ospreay.
You watch Will Ospreay. Maybe you get a bunch of these Swifties to become wrestling fans. You know how many of them there are?
And they're diehards.
And a lot of them are children growing up and wanting to do something else than watch Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm saying. AEW needs to do something like that. Takes money.
Yeah.
Takes the right connections. The problem is, is that WWE now...
They are Hollywood.
They're Hollywood. They've got Ari Emanuel and all that stuff behind them. So a lot of these big celebrities are not going to go anywhere but WWE.
I would say Conor McGregor would be cool for AEW, but he's not going to show up in AEW.
Nope. Conor's not showing up. Any of the UFC guys aren't showing up.
That's like the Mike Tyson kind of thing, Maybe Conor.
If Francis Ngannou would have won some boxing matches, that would have been cool. They could have maybe got Francis in AEW, but I don't know if he's going to move the needle.
I mean,
I'm-
I'd love to see
sports-
GSP, but I don't know if that moves the needle necessarily. Like, he's been too much of an old timer.
Sports stars that really move the needle, LeBron James.
Yeah, if he was involved,
I don't think it
I
would
mean,
happen.
that always worked for WCW. Getting some basketball stars involved. Your Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman, legendary.
If Diddy doesn't go to jail, he'd be pretty good in AEW. Like, if the charges don't stick on Diddy, I would sign him to AEW. I'd try to get him in. I think that would
Create a
be
Bad Boys group.
it'd be a lot of you keep him away from everybody.
Yeah.
And you keep a really close eye on Diddy, and you stay away from him. But you sign him, and you have him out on TV, and you have him as, like, a creepy manager.
I don't.
And that would
Keep
be
him away from the fans.
Keep him away from everybody. You keep an eye on him. You have, like, some large men from AEW surround him and make sure, like, he stays on his best behavior.
Keep a muzzle on him like Hannibal Lecter.
Something. You
The
keep
late, great Hannibal
Let's
Lecter.
not disrespect Diddy too much. I mean, let's not muzzle him.
Yeah, he's had a lot of.
Well, he's taken a lot of heat
hits,
lately.
Let's
That's
cut
not.
him some slack.
I'm just saying, if he makes it out and he doesn't, if the charges don't stick on Diddy, he would be an interesting celebrity to bring into AEW because the world is watching.
I could have sworn I saw he was faced with 120 new sexual assault.
Oh my God.
120.
Yeah.
Machi.
I don't know what. We'll see.
We will see.
Maybe
Maybe.
but I think that's what AEW would need. A little bit
Yeah.
like I know this is not what wrestling purists want, but you got to understand. You got to have a little bit of the spice with the wrestling, because the wrestling alone just doesn't cut it. It doesn't get enough people watching. It'll get wrestling fans watching, but it won't get more people watching. And you see those AEW buildings, they're not selling out. Like, it's not something that I go, oh, this is great for the business, and this is classic wrestling stuff that'll really, like, I'm pushing for Taylor Swift. I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her boyfriend wrestle. It'll be bad, but it'll put asses in the seats, and it'll get a bunch of new fans to watch AEW, and that's really the whole point. Sometimes you got to do stunts like that to bring in new fans, and then they see the Will Ospreays, they see the Kenny Omega, the Bryan Danielsons, and they go, oh, these guys are cool. What do they do? And then they get into them, and then they become fans, and they're wrestling fans.
See Tony Storm.
Yeah, whoever. So
I know, yeah. But the WWE, they have a bit of like a stranglehold on like those connections and making that happen. Like, we could see Taylor Swift at WrestleMania.
yeah, I could see that.
But she's like bigger than that though, like almost.
WWE Bad Blood's supposed to have some celebrity appearances. They're
Some
in Atlanta. Are we gonna get Ludacris?
Big boy.
Luda! I don't know. I want to see Ludacris with the giant hands. He shows up sometimes wearing giant hands, like he's in a music video. He's ridiculous. I love him.
Yeah, Ludacris would be cool.
Andre 3000 shows up playing the flute.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Atlanta's own Andre 3000. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's Andre
And then he's
3000!"
like, all right.
And he's like,
For
and
like
he's playing-
10 minutes.
Yeah, and everybody's like, they start booing him immediately.
Yeah.
He would take mad heat, and he wouldn't care. He'd keep playing.
Do they send out a wrestler to kind of intimidate?
Powerbomb Andre 3000.
Send out Bronson Reed.
You're going down, brother.
But yeah, no, WWE, they always make those moves, when they brought Floyd Mayweather in, that was huge.
Yeah.
I loved it when they brought in Jon Stewart with that angle. I thought
Yeah.
that was one of the smartest moves they made in like a long time when they did that.
Costing John Cena the match.
Yeah.
Helping Seth Rollins. That was pretty good.
He took an FU, you
Yeah.
know?
It was good.
That was fantastic.
It was unexpected, too.
Yeah.
It's like, what, is Jon Stewart in wrestling now?
But like
That's
a guy
weird.
like that,
Guys that are unexpected are fun, too.
and have like a legitimacy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like actual celebrities
You
that
know,
people know.
he
Mainstream
was-
stars in wrestling, it works sometimes.
If he was still on TBS, a guy I would have loved to see on AEW was Conan O'Brien.
Conan would
Conan
be
would be fantastic in like wrestling
Yes.
context, and like he would bring some eyeballs, not necessarily young people,
Yeah.
and people probably who are already watching wrestling enjoy Conan, but still, there's some probably others, who might, there's some crossover there.
Mhm. It's like, why do you think so many wrestling companies, wanted to bring in Hulk Hogan? He's a mainstream wrestling star that everybody knows. You want to bring eyeballs, you know? However, like TNA, why'd they bring in Hogan? So he could have classic matches? No, because they wanted people to watch their show. And if you have a guy like Hulk Hogan that everybody knows, people go, oh, is that Hulk Hogan?
Oh, what's going on there?
Yeah. And also, if you're doing a pay-per-view and you're trying to sell tickets and you have Hulk Hogan there and Hulk Hogan's going to show up and do his entrance and pose, people would buy a ticket just for that. I would.
Yeah, but Terry?
Yeah, I'd buy a ticket for that now. It'd be great.
Eric Andre would be good for wrestling, too.
Yes.
That would be... Isn't that TNT, Adult Swim? Isn't that all the same kind of from Time Warner? So it would be like Synergy. Like, why was never there like a special AEW, this is like Eric Andre show night, you know, where like he takes over Dynamite?
This is why we need to work
gets
for
crazy.
WWE. We need to give them these ideas.
You know, like imagine an AEW segment where like something happens and the freeze frame, the "we'll be right back" thing happens like during Dynamite. It become a meme.
Yeah, I think Eric Andre and Darby Allin should do something.
Oh my God, that would be incredible.
They'd be perfect together.
Yeah, Eric Andre would probably be totally game to take like a huge bump from somebody.
Yeah,
you know. There's some people out there.
There's stuff out there that could be done. I think you get Eric Andre.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a big enough star that it would be fun.
Yeah.
If you're an Eric Andre fan, you might go, "Oh, this is cool," but you're not.
Yeah.
It's not mainstream.
They got Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. People know who that guy is.
And you know, he does a lot of movies with Warner Brothers.
Put a Kardashian through a table.
He's a Warner Brothers like guy.
What are we doing tonight? It's hair versus hair. Kardashian versus Kardashian. Fuck it. Put him in a cell.
Shark cage.
Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, brother.
We will be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, when the UFC pay-per-view begins. We will begin our WWE Bad Blood post-show and our UFC 307 watch-along. A big night for you. Oh, I should give you some picks before I go.
Ooh.
Let me give you a couple picks.
The picks.
Not that type of pick, brother.
Yep.
Let me give you some UFC 307 picks. What do I have for you? Let's see the betting.
What do you got?
Let's see the betting odds for UFC 307. Alex Pereira minus 450. That seems about right. Juliana Pena plus 140. Interesting. Jose Aldo plus 120. Huh. Ooh.
Seen the upsets.
Ooh-wee. I'm seeing a couple interesting fights here. Carla Esparza coming in. 36 years old. Coming off a loss to Zhang Wei Li back in November 2022. She's the former champion. She's coming in as an underdog in a second fight of the night against Tisha Pennington. Tisha's lost 2 fights in a row, including a split decision to Mackenzie Dern. I think Carla is going to out-wrestle and get a decision over Tisha Torres. Carla Esparza right now, plus 155, the underdog. Take a look at that one. Take a look at that, brother. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet on Carla Esparza, plus 155 over Tisha Torres. I believe Carla's going to win that fight. That's a good bet right there. If I were to give you a little parlay, I'd probably go with Pereira and that's interesting. I might go with Juliana Pena. I always like going with Juliana Pena. You know me. I think I'm going to go with Pereira Pena parlay. It's a 2-fight parlay.
2 Ps.
It's a plus 193 parlay. 20 gets you 58.67. Something about you got to be careful in Utah though, because they're fighting in Utah. It's fighting at elevation, and they get tired really quick.
Yeah.
And some of the fighters are aware of this and take it seriously and prepare adequately, and some of them don't.
Was it
Cain Velasquez
in
in Mexico.
He trained, didn't he? Like do crazy running.
No, Fabricio Verdum.
Oh,
did.
Verdum did. Yeah.
Verdum did.
Yeah.
Verdum lived in Mexico for like a couple months
And
at
went-
Elevation.
And do it like mountain
And
running.
Cain
or something.
Velasquez came in like a week of and got tired in the fight. And Cain Velasquez was known as a guy who never got tired, was a king of cardio. And he gassed quick, and Verdum put it on him. And it was a shocker of shockers because Cain was supposed to walk through Verdum. And he got beat pretty bad. And that was, Elevation Cain. And everybody said, well, it was the Elevation. And it was, that thin air. It didn't work for Cain Velasquez. He couldn't breathe. He got tired, and Verdum put it on him. Is Khalil Roundtree going to be able to do that to Alex Pereira? I mean, maybe. I don't know what his preparation has been. I don't know how long this fight's going to go. I think there are a lot of interesting factors going into that main event. On paper, Pereira should definitely win, but Pereira's been so active. He's been fighting so much.
Yeah.
It takes a toll,
It adds up.
Like, there's something about that fight where everybody thinks it's a slam dunk, easy, gimme fight for Pereira. And, like, most people that would normally watch Alex Pereira aren't watching this fight because they don't even know what's going to happen. It's really under the radar. And I feel like Pereira's kind of halfway serious about it too, looking past him, talking about Dricus moving down to 185.
Shouldn't do that.
I don't know. I know I just gave you Pereira on my parlay, but like I'm not super confident in Alex Pereira tomorrow. Like he should win. He should definitely win. But there's something about the build up to this fight that makes me go, I don't know, man. Khalil Roundtree, this is the fight of his life. This is everything for him.
It's a little like a Chris Weidman.
Alex Pereira, but yeah, kind of. But Weidman was on the come up. Like this was his time. Like Pereira, I feel like maybe is going into this fight overlooking Khalil Roundtree a little bit. And Khalil Roundtree's looking at this fight going, this is the scariest guy I've ever fought, and I better be ready for everything. And when one guy comes in ready for everything, super prepared, and the other guy comes in like, yeah, this will be kind of easy, and then it's not, things change.
There's an old coach adage, failing to prepare, preparing to fail. Doesn't matter who you are.
I like the one where they say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And I don't know. I've seen Pereira doing a lot of goofy interviews, doing a lot of little Instagram videos, little memes.
Yeah. Eye off the ball.
I don't know.
When he's a
I don't
champ.
know. I'm wondering about what's going to happen to Alex Pereira tomorrow. Like, when they made this fight, I was like, come on, what is this? But just the build up to it, the fact that it's in Utah, I don't know how serious Pereira is taking it. The fact that he's already thinking about moving down to 185 again and fighting Dricus, he's looking past Khalil Roundtree. And in the UFC, especially at the top level, you really can't look past anybody.
It's a game of inches.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And Pereira is great. Like, Pereira is one of the greatest ever at this point. He should win. But
If you don't
But-
feel it takes it seriously.
but I got this feeling that makes me go, yeah.
Like George,
I'm nervous about
before every championship fight, he would say, this is the toughest fight,
it. Yes.
He treated it seriously.
He
like,
treated it like, and
this
if
could
you
be
would
taken away.
and if you would ask him about, oh, what about this guy? Do you think he would be he'd be like, I don't know, I'm focused on this guy.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
He would never answer a question about anybody other than the opponent in front of him
Yeah,
because that's all he was focused on. But Pereira is not operating that way. So
Hubris.
what does that tell you? I don't know, man. I think it tells me that Khalil Roundtree is going to score an upset. I think I'm convincing myself that Khalil Roundtree is the bet tomorrow night. Khalil Roundtree plus 350. Khalil Roundtree.
So if you bet $20 on him, it's
Khalil Roundtree by knockout plus 500. I mean, that's a solid bet. Khalil Roundtree could knock out Alex Pereira. Israel Adesanya knocked out Alex Pereira. Khalil Roundtree could do it too. He could.
got that power.
He might. All right, we'll find out tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, UFC 307 watch along. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. We're going to do the post show of Bad Blood. We're going to watch UFC 307, and we're also going to watch Game 1, Yankees Royals.
It might be over by the 10.
I hope so.
I mean, it shouldn't be a 4-hour game. Games go by pretty fast.
Yeah,
now
it'll be a 3-hour game.
at tops. Hopefully,
unless it goes to extras and it goes forever. Because extras, don't forget, extras in the playoffs, there's no second base runner.
Oh, that's right, no Madford runner.
No.
So
the
is
games.
there?
So no, there isn't.
No,
No.
I thought there was like 1 year where there was
No,
but then next
I'm
year.
pretty sure in the playoffs there's no runner on second in the extra innings, so the extra innings could go longer. Because now they kind of speed up the extras, because like with a runner on second, it's only a matter of time before that runner scores, and then the other team is kind of put in a position. But like, if there's no runner on second, you got to generate runs.
Get a home run or something.
Or you got to, rally, whatever. But like, it's very cheap. This runner on second, it's like you hit a solid single into the outfield, you win.
Yeah, or just a bunt to advance the runner to third and then a sac fly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you win a game. I think that's really weak. I hate the runner on second in extras. But
It always annoys me when
I
Yankees
like that
at
they're
home.
taking it off in the playoffs.
And Yankees home games when they go to extras, I'm like, they're probably going to give up a run here. And
yeah,
they're
they
gonna,
give
like,
up a
catch
run
up.
and then they don't catch up.
Yeah.
It's super annoying. I hate it.
Bad base running.
Mhm.
But
So-
that won't happen tomorrow.
The Yankees playing tomorrow. I'm very excited and mostly nervous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's just like
Extremely
now
nervous.
it's like, but enjoying the Mets, but if they lost, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. I've been enjoying playoff baseball, just enjoying it because it's been fun.
Now
it's serious. Now it means
now
something.
it's investment.
Now it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It means
Now
a little
it's
too much to me.
agonizing.
Every pitch is going to mean a whole lot to me. It's going to be really tough to watch, but also very exciting when they win the fucking World Series.
I mean, I just need to see it now. Like I don't know.
I need to
This
see
is
it
their
so bad.
This is their
want
best
it.
path
I
in
want
a
it.
long time.
Please. Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto! Shuffle our way all the way.
I want Jazz to be like a producer. of
Jazzy
this,
Chiz. Come on.
Who's gonna be the A-Rod
I just want to give a shout out to
of
all
2009?
to all the boys. All the boys.
Or
Shout out
Matsui.
Jazzy
you
Chiz.
know?
Shout out Glaber. Okay.
Shout out Little Tony.
Oswaldo Cabrera. How about Austin Wells?
Wales.
Stone Cold Steve Austin Wells. How about Little Tony? Anthony Volpe. How about Juan Soto? How about some love for Alex Verdugo?
Come on, motherfucker.
Let's fucking see it, Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, like I want Verdugo to like come alive. Like he's hitting 300 over the playoffs, home runs. Like that's what they need. That
You want to
depth.
be worth something next year, Alex Verdugo, when
Yeah.
you're a free agent? Show up in the goddamn postseason.
Pete
for
Alonso,
us.
he's a free agent. He's secured himself a bag with that home run.
Let's see it, Alex Verdugo. And, of course, the captain. There's a lot of pressure on the captain.
G.
Giancarlo Stanton.
He's been pretty solid in the playoffs. I want to see him continue that.
Yeah, I think
He's
there's
been like he comes
less-
alive.
less pressure on him than there is on Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
There's so much pressure on Aaron Judge. He hasn't won it. He hasn't been to the World Series. He's the captain. This is his team. He's been paid the big bucks. He signed the big contract.
He
He's
could have
the
gone to
man,
San Francisco.
and he delivers in the regular season. Let's see it in the postseason. Let's see him have a stretch like he does in the regular season where
Hit
he
500.
hits. What the hell is going on? I'm in the middle of something here. Cut that. I don't need this.
Censored.net.
What is this?
Congratulations. Happy birthday, my friend. I will see you soon in a ring. Take care and God bless. Happy birthday, my friend.
Hello, everyone. It's the Native American Tatanka coming right here from my tribal homeland.
What the hell
from
is
my
going
family
on
where I
here?
live.
Production
Beautiful
Central.
place. Again, I'm here to give a
I got-
big birthday wish to David Simon
That's
on
nice.
October the 3rd. Also, David, we want to thank you for your love of this business. Great industry we're in. Again,
Thanks, Tatanka.
professional wrestling, sports
love you.
entertainment, because you're the host,
Mwah.
which is named Wrestling Uncensored. All
right.
the fans worldwide, you can see his radio and podcast again at
See it.
WrestlingUncensored.net. Again, let me give that to you again. His
Give it
radio
again.
and podcast is at WrestlingUncensored.net. Again,
.net.
David, have a great and awesome birthday.
Thanks,
May
brother.
all your dreams come true. It's
my
the
dude.
Native American Tatanka. Peace. I'm out.
Peace. Hello? Am I still here? Where am I at?
Oh.
I was talking about Aaron Judge and how he had to deliver in the playoffs, and I got interrupted by birthday
Kurt
messages
Angle.
from Kurt Angle and the Native American Tatanka.
Didn't you also get one from the late great Michi?
Probably. Maybe the production didn't have that one available, but that's okay.
Bonada Michi.
Thank you for that, and I think we're going to wrap up the show on that note, because that just...
Go
wow.
Yankees.
Go Yankees.
Yankees
go
forever.
Fucking go Yankees. Come
Let's get
on.
number 28.
Come on. Let's fucking do it.
Do it for the babe.
Let's fucking do it.
Do it for the Mick.
Come on. I want to hear this.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
He's calling the games, Sterling, eh?
Yankees win.
Giancarlo.
All right. Tomorrow. Game
go.
1. I know this is a show about Bad Blood and about wrestling and MMA and stuff, but right now, Game 1
That's Bad Blood.
is everything. So, go Yankees.
Yankees forever.
Let's fucking do it. Come on, guys.
Goddamn, pal.
Come on, guys. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll either be in a great mood or in a horrible mood, depending on how the Yankees do. For UFC 307
Stay
Watch
tuned.
Along here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time. And